Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Yanis Euros, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. That's right, for the next 9 weeks, Will It Off-Road is back. There's 17 vehicles in the Los Santos Tuners update, and we will just pick one extra for an 18th vehicle, and so we will have 9 weeks of Will It Off-Road. So this will take us right on to the end of summer. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited to have a nice lineup of cars to test. An interesting lineup, too. I mean, we've got some cool things that have already been released, and we've got some exciting things yet to come, it looks like, in the drip feed. Of course, as the drip feed vehicles are added to the game, we will be testing them probably pretty quick. There might be about a week delay for the first couple. Simply because we've already got, the day this video goes live, I've already got next week's video recorded with a couple of Karens that came out on the day of the release of the update. But yeah, so if you're new to the channel, Will It Off-Road is a series where we take cars up and back down Mount Chiliad to see how they do in off-road situations. It's pretty straightforward. It's kind of turned into a community thing as well. As you can see, there are a lot of other players in here with me. They're all a member of the Vainglorious crew. And if you play on PC and you can follow just a couple simple rules for when we record, you're more than welcome to join us. But of course, you'll want to be a part of the Vainglorious Discord server to do that, because that's where we announce when we'll be recording. We have a lot of fun. A lot of goofing around happens. The edits that you don't see, there's a lot of fun outtakes, and we just have a pretty good time. On Sunday afternoon, we get together, do our daily objectives, then we record either Will It Off-Road or some other community video, usually in GTA Online. You can go back and check my videos from the Hunt series to see what we've been up to lately. They may not be the most viewed videos, but my gosh, they are fun to make. So, you know what? That's worth it to me. As long as me and the community are having fun, then it's worth it. So, the Anna's ZR350. Decent rear-wheel drive sports car. I mean, there's nothing to really get too excited about. This has been an effortless run. It doesn't have the most grip being rear-wheel drive, you know, so in some of the corners you do have to be a little bit careful. And of course, the bushes do slow it down. But other than that, this has been a pleasant drive up the mountain. Certainly not going to break any records. We would have done that just now because our record holder with the ISI Sport is a 224, I believe, and Euros isn't going to get that. Neither is the next car. I'll be surprised if any of the tuners' vehicles can dethrone the ISI Sport. But we are up to the top of Mount Chiliad, 2 minutes 46 seconds. So Will It Off-Road? Yeah, I did fine. Like I said, it wasn't anything, you know, to write home about, but it got up there in under 3 minutes. That tends to be the mark for where I like to see it as far as a decent off-road performer. So I did fine. No major issues with any of the bumps. No major issues getting up any of the more steep parts. The car just performed really, really well. So now we do our controlled descent to see how it does going back down the mountain. Going up is one thing. Going back down without crashing and falling off the mountain is difficult. If you keep an eye on the little dots behind me, you'll notice that yes, it is indeed quite difficult to not fall off the mountain when you're going back down, especially when you're trying to get back down as quickly as possible. Sure, if you're not worried about damaging the car, you can just yeet yourself off the side and you'll be fine. But if you are concerned about damaging the car, or, you know, remaining in control because you want to try to avoid somebody else, or for whatever reason, that's where the controlled descent comes in. Kind of informs you how the car performs, and how does it perform about as well as it does going up the mountain. The brakes are good. It doesn't lock up or pull to one side under braking. As you can see there, I was able to maintain steering while braking, no problem whatsoever. So overall, the Euros is just well balanced for this type of situation. It doesn't bounce out of control on these big jumps. It doesn't have a Dutchman in a race car running over hikers in front of it. Okay, actually, it does have that. Even when I make a mistake and go up on two wheels, very easy to correct. So yeah, not too bad. I really like the car. Of course, I was talking about the outtakes and all the shenanigans that we get up to. You can watch that copy of the video every week in the behind-the-scenes version of Will It Off-Road by becoming a channel supporter, either through making a monthly pledge on Patreon, becoming a member right here on YouTube. We only have one member on the channel, so you could become the second or third or fourth or fifth or 10th. Of course, you can also become a Twitch subscriber. All three of those will give you access on the Vainglorious Discord server to a channel, actually a couple channels, for Vainglorious supporters only. And that is where I post the link to the behind-the-scenes video. Thanks, Hobo. I think that was Hobo. And you can check out and hear our conversation and friendly banter, and sometimes arguing that we have in Discord. We are down in the Euros, 2 minutes, 29 seconds. There goes Finn flying off to the side, and Hobo, who almost overcooked it, barely managed to land on the inside of the rail. But we're up at the top of Mount Chiliad to once again fling the car off the side to see how it does in a damaged descent. Of course, every time you go off the mountain, it's going to be a little bit different. So it's hard to say this is exactly what you will encounter as well, but this will give you an idea of, you know, just what you can expect when you when things do go wrong and you fall off the mountain. Maybe you're in a G-Fred and you just have a Chiliad disaster. We do G-Freds, by the way, every Saturday afternoon. Well, usually every Saturday afternoon. Right here on YouTube during our community live streams at 1 p.m. Central Time. And, of course, you can catch me Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/Vainglorious Gaming. I'm sure all those little things have popped up on the screen by now. I usually try to get them out of the way during the first part. And by the way, I'm working on some GTA-related merch. I'm going to try to get, like, an outline of Mount Chiliad with the Will It Off-Road logo, and maybe even an outline of the course that we take for Will It Off-Road, and maybe get those added to the merch. I'm just struggling a bit with it. Oh my god, I got punted into the train. I was terrified at this particular moment. I thought I was going to get thrown into the train and blow up. So I got very lucky that I landed right next to it. Just kind of bounced off the train. But because of that, I'm struggling now way behind pretty much everybody else. I don't know what the explosives are all about. But yeah, I'm looking to get some Will It Off-Road merch. Of course, my Astroneer fans, you probably already know I have new Astroneer Academy related merch. And then, of course, there's some new, just generic Vainglorious merch as well. And you can check all that out at the merch store in the link in the description down below. I'd love to see the merch you buy, so post it on Twitter, Instagram, somewhere, and tag me, and let me know once you get your merch. So the Euros has taken a beating, but it's down in 1 minute, 55 seconds. So let's take a look at what damage we have sustained. And the windshield and passenger door windows are gone. The headlight and the taillight are gone. The front and rear bumpers along with the hood missing. The driver's door is gone. The passenger door won't close. And there is some slight body damage. Now, normally after we get done with this little spin around shot, I show you my support vehicles, the other people who are with me for Will It Off-Road, but somebody got a little too happy with the sticky bombs, so I couldn't really do that. So that brings us to our next vehicle. The Yanis ZR350. That's right, the RX-7. Well, I mean, it's got kind of a Nissan rear end, so I guess I get why they put it in Yanis for, I don't know, I just wish they would have just added a new car manufacturer for Mazda. I don't know. Because it looks more like an RX-7 than it does the rear end picture like a Nissan. But we're off for our ascent up the mountain, and that's a good time for me to remind you to play Will It Off-Road Bingo. There is a link in the description down below. Once you get to that website, click on Generate Card, and then you just tap or click on the things that happen in the video, and if you get bingo, you leave it in the comments. Or you can come tell us about it on the Vainglorious Discord server. Either one. We've only had 4 or 5 bingo winners in the entire history of Will It Off-Road with over 304 vehicles. Well, actually 304 vehicles tested as of this one. Speaking of stats, the Euros came in 11th in sports out of 52 sports cars that have been tested. 2.5 seconds slower than the jugular, 0.3 seconds faster in the Tropos Rally. Overall, it came in 51st. It was a 0.3 seconds slower than a Torero and 0.2 seconds faster than a Retinue. And of course, that is out of 304 total vehicles that we have tested up and down the mountain. Starting next week, once we have just a couple more of the tuners updates, since they can be raced in their own class, not that I really foresee us, making tuners races anytime soon, since it's not in the creator yet. But, since they can, if they contain off-road sections, well, then I'll be including on this spreadsheet in the link down below a brand new tuners tab. It's already there, but I'll also be mentioning where each one ranks, not only within their main class, like sports, sedan, stuff like that, but also within their special subclass of tuners, since that's probably going to be a thing that we're going to be able to create and race, which I'm really looking forward to making. Ooh, save it. Yes, I saved it. That's going to cost some time. But this car does tend to bounce a little bit more on the bumps than the Euros did. So we just kept going. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, stats. We'll include the tuners numbers starting next week, so that you can compare where they stack up in the tuners class as well. Or is it a subclass? Probably a subclass tuners, or extra class, or secondary class. I don't know. It gets confusing. It really, really does. Rockstar needs to overhaul the classes in GTA. They really do. We need a trucks class. We need vans to be all put in vans. It just needs to be sorted. But we're almost at the top. This hasn't been too difficult, that one mishap aside. It is just a little bit more unstable under the bump, so I just really can't go full throttle as often as I would really like to. But it climbs just fine. Even here in this slick bit that's really steep, I almost got lost there for a minute. But we're up 2 minutes, 52 seconds, so will it off-road? Yes, I'm not sure what happened. Somebody went flying off to the side, and there's a latecomer to the party. But hey, so it is time to take it back down the mountain in the lovely golden sunset. And this is kind of my favorite time to be on the mountain. It's really, everything just looks like it's just got that lovely golden kiss from the sun. It looks really nice. But you can see the lights. Without being too terribly dark. Everybody taking the stairway descent while I take the OG route down. So, again, since this is a little more unsteady over the bumps, I have to be a lot more careful, and I have to keep the speed down. I can't go nearly as fast back down, which means we got a little bit of time to talk about stats. Up the mountain, it was 21st in sports, so 10 spaces lower than the Euros was. It was 2.5 seconds slower than an armored Kuruma, and 0.08, so 0.08 of a second, faster than a Comet Safari. So, hey, at least it outdid a true off-road vehicle. It came in 82nd overall out of 204 vehicles, and it actually managed to be sandwiched in the exact same 2 overall as it was within the sports class. And again, next week, we will have those tuner stats. I'm really looking forward to doing these cars. I think they're going to be a lot of fun. And as I mentioned in the first half of the video, we'd love to have you join us. We do have some basic rules. You can't come in the video and troll or just do your own thing and ram people off the mountain intentionally. That just makes for a bad time for everybody. But, as long as you can stay behind the lead car, which is my car, and then, not give me any help. My car can never have any help. As long as you're not out there trolling people and killing people, you're more than welcome to join us. We'd love to have you. Just join the Vainglory's Discord server and be a PC player. And at the very end of this 9 weeks of Will It Off-Road, in week 11 and 12, 10 and 11, I know how math works. In weeks 10 and 11, we'll have Will It Off-Road at the races. Oh, the tree of many crashes claims a victim. And Will It Off-Road at the races, we take the 2 fastest and the 2 slowest from our current season of Will It Off-Road. And then we actually have a race that is checkpoints and everything with all kinds of really obnoxious props that go back up and down this same route. So we go up, down, back up, and then we take the damage descent down. In a race format, and it's a lot of fun. We're down in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And again, we take the 2 fastest and the 2 slowest for Will It Off-Road at the races. And it's always a lot of fun. That explosion back there managed to open my trunk. I guess it's just a percussive effect of it. Did not get a very good start off the line. I was grabbing my new kitten, Lexi, and removing her from my laptop. She has a fascination with typing, I guess. She likes to jump on the laptop and press the buttons. And I think really the laptop's just wrong. But it's become her thing. She's 4 months old. She's at that stage of kittenhood where now that she's comfortable in her new home, she's a bit defiant, wanting to push boundaries, see exactly what she can get away with and can't. And that's her current chosen, I'm going to do this even though I know I'm not supposed to thing. Just to test me. You know, that's what kids do. You know, it's part of their growing up phase. She'll either get over it, or she will continue getting booped on the nose every time she gets up there. You know, one of the two will happen. You know, if I have to spend the next 15 to 20 years booping a cat on the nose to get off a laptop, so be it. I don't mind, because she's cute and cuddly, and I love her. And if you haven't seen any pictures of her, she's on my Twitter, she's on my Instagram, she was on my Snapchat, she's all over YouTube, she's been all over Twitch, she's all over our Discord. Matter of fact, in Twitch and Discord, she even has her own emotes. So yeah, Lexi the kitten is everywhere. Look at this beautiful driving skill, threaded the needle right through there, and despite a bounce, managed to get to that second tunnel. However, it all fell apart right there. But at least I went through this tunnel okay. So I'd say those are really good driving skills. This, however, not good at all. Yeah. But you know, it looks like everybody else kind of struggled right around here too. But we're down 1 minute, 59 seconds, almost 2 minutes flat. Take a look at the damage on the ZR350. All the windows and lights are on the trunk. Is missing. The doors and hood won't close. It does have bent wheels, and there is slight, ever so slight, body damage, especially up there on the front clip. It's kind of hanging off at a weird angle. We'll take a look at our support vehicles to see how they fared. Looks like about the same. And that's going to do it for this season, or for this week of this season of Will It Off-Road. We'll be back next Monday with more Will It Off-Road. And until then, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.